Hi, I'm Chad Brown. I'm the broker and owner of Home Waters Real Estate. Thanks for stopping by today to take a few minutes to learn a little bit more about the process of buying real estate in Michigan. Hopefully this is helpful information for you. And I'm going to be doing a series of these videos. It's a little easier way to convey a little more complex message rather than write a blog that's going to take you a long time to read. First and foremost, I want to talk to you today about buyer's agency. It's an issue that comes up quite often on whether you need representation on your end or if you're okay working with just the listing agent. But I just want to run through the basics of agency law in Michigan. Under Michigan law, in the absence of a buyer-broker agreement signed between the buyer and that agent, every agent is bound to represent the best interests of the seller of the properties that you'll be looking at. That's whether it's listed by them or listed by another company. Right off the bat, those agents are supposed to be representing the best interests of that seller. The only way to change that is to execute what's called a buyer-broker agreement. In most cases, it's a very simple document. It outlines some parameters of the type of property that you're searching for, what the price range is, maybe what the geography is, and a specific time frame for which that agent will be your exclusive agent. In exchange, that agent is now able to represent your best interest in the transaction from the time that contract signed all the way through the end of the transaction and closing. There are some real advantages. During the searching process, that agent, because you're guaranteeing as a part of that contract that they'll make a minimum amount of commission, they can now go out and actively seek maybe properties that are for sale by owner, properties that maybe have been on the market previously but are no longer active, knowing that if we can negotiate terms that work for you, you'll ensure that they're going to get paid a minimum amount of commission. Normally we can negotiate that from the seller side, but even sometimes it'll require that you pay that commission at the time of closing. But if we can negotiate better terms for you, normally buyers are happy to do that as long as we've helped them find the right property. The downside for buyer broker, I really can't see too many. Again, oftentimes when you begin the process, you may not want to sign a buyer broker day one just because you've just met that agent. You may not know about how they operate, their level of professionalism. A lot of times when we first meet clients at a property, we'll let them know that we're representing the seller's best interest, that maybe it's our listing, and maybe that's a perfect fit. Maybe that's the home that you want to buy. You can write an offer through that agent with them being a seller's agent, not your buyer's agent, and they're still bound by our code of ethics to treat you fairly, to make sure you have all the necessary information. They're not allowed to hold glaring issues that they know about in terms of physical condition of the property, and you'll be relying largely on third party, whether it be the title company relative to who truly owns the property, who has the ability to sell. Your home inspector is going to tell you about the condition of the property, and you may want an attorney to review any document. So you will have representation of some sort in the transaction. But if you really choose to have a buyer's agent, you do have to execute that buyer-broker contract. In the absence of that, that agent, no matter whether you've spent weeks or days or if it's the first time you're looking at property with them, they're legally bound to represent that seller's best interest. So when you have the next chance, if you're already working with an agent, if they haven't spoken with you about agency yet, or if you haven't signed a buyer-broker agreement, you're going to want to make sure to have that conversation with your agent. If you'd like more information on buyer's agency, we have some great resources on our website. Just go to www.homewaters.net, select the resources tab from the top, and go into the buyer's toolkit. There's some information on buyer's agency, the advantages and disadvantages. There's also an interesting riverfront buyer's guide in there that I developed to give you an idea of what some of the upsides and downsides are in different properties and why one might be worth more than another. Thanks a lot for stopping by. We'll look forward to shooting another video your way with some more information at a later time.